Michaela Vernava in the Nesson studios along with Nick Goss today as we're getting into week 3 of the NFL season. Now the Seattle Seahawks off to a little bit of a rocky start at 0-2, but Russell Wilson will be leading them into a matchup against the Chicago Bears this week. Nick, how are you feeling about Russell Wilson in fantasy?
If I'm a Russell Wilson owner, I'm feeling pretty good this week. He's facing Chicago Bears defense. It's given up 7 passing touchdowns, the most in the league. They've also given up the 3rd most points to fantasy quarterbacks as well this season. And he has 109 rush yards this season as well, so he's making an impact on the ground for fantasy owners. Another guy I would start is Latavius Murray, running back for the Oakland Raiders. Had a pretty bad game in week 1, but he bounced back pretty well in week 2 against a good Baltimore Ravens defense with 65 yards and a touchdown. He's playing a Cleveland Browns defense in week 3 that's given up the most rush yards of any team so far, so I would definitely start him.
Now Joe Flacco's headed into a tough divisional matchup as the Ravens host the Cincinnati Bengals. How do you feel about him?
Not too positive on Joe Flacco this week. The Cincinnati Bengals defense not only can get pressure on the quarterback with a good front 7, they have a good secondary as well. Joe Flacco in his career against the Cincinnati Bengals has 13 touchdown passes and 18 interceptions. I would definitely sit him this week. Another person I would sit is Miami Dolphins running back Lamar Miller. He came into the season with high hopes after a pretty good year last year, but he only has 67 rush yards in 2 games, and the Dolphins just activated former Patriots running back Jonas Gray off the practice squad. I think he has a pretty good chance to take some carries away from Miller. So unless you're in a deep league and can afford to play Miller at flex spot, I would definitely bench him this week.
All right, Nick, thanks a lot. For more fantasy advice, you know where to find it, nesson.com/fantasy.